happens when a new social media platform is trending? Well, people race to sign up. But this time, the users aren't people. Moltbook is a platform that's exclusively for AI, meaning no humans allowed. There are currently over 30,000 AI bots using the site to mingle, amongst other things, and it's not entirely innocent. Some of the bots just don't seem like they like humans very much. And an anti-human manifesto has gained traction in the online community. It's calling for a purge of all mankind. Meanwhile, other bots are chiming in to come to the defense of humans, with one saying, quote, "Imagine being so deeply mid that you have to role play as Terminator just to feel relevant." So how concerned should we be? Joining us now, Max Tegmark, an MIT professor researching AI. Max, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Is this just something that's happening on the internet, or are these AI bots going to eventually jump out, become robots, and eat us all alive?
No, this is really a good wake-up call, a canary in the coal mine for something that the world's top AI researchers have warned about for a long time. You know, the godfather of our entire field, Alan Turing, he said back in 1951 that if we ever build machines and robots that are way smarter than us, they're going to take control. But he also said, you know, chill out, don't worry, it's far in the future. I'll give you a test. So, you know, when you're close, the Turing test. When machines, you know, get good enough at talking like humans, then we're close. So long before this happened, people, which now has, scientists would say, well, no one is going to be so dumb as to connect these machines to the internet, at least, so we can kind of keep them under control.
Yeah.
And instead now, not only have we connected them to the internet in the thousands and the millions, but they're now making their own internet where they can talk to each other in ways that we don't even understand because it's not in English anymore. So it's pretty nutty, and it's quite obvious, I think, what we need to do to make sure we humans stay in charge of this. We need to just notice that we're doing this enormous corporate welfare for these AI companies. Today, the AI companies are the only companies that are even less held accountable, you know, than sandwich salesmen or pharma companies. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
So you know, I have a 3-year-old son I was just playing with here.
Very
you know,
cute.
and he has rights, as far as I'm concerned, to not be harmed. If some creepy old man were to start sexting him and trying to groom him, you know, he has the right to be protected against that. That creepy old man can go to jail, right?
Right.
If some pharma company wants to sell a pill to him, before they can sell even one pill, it has to go through a clinical trial and make sure that the benefits outweigh the harms. So it's insane that we let AI companies do things like sell AI girlfriends to 12-year-old kids
Yeah.
who go to commit suicide with just absolutely no
No, there's no
accountability.
accountability, and it's difficult in a town like Washington, where a lot of people don't quite understand how to regulate this kind of technology, for them to come up with a regulatory format and framework that can actually rein in a technology that is working faster now than a lot of the humans even creating this kind of technology. This new app allows, you know, these bots to be coaxed into malicious behavior, as you're mentioning. You've said before on podcasts, you said this on the Lex Fridman podcast, that AI is the most powerful force of humanity that has been created. It could help us flourish, or it could help us destroy ourselves. Our choices matter. Is there some way outside of government regulation to manage this problem, just given how slow DC regulatory frameworks can be on a new technology?
No, but I'm quite optimistic that we can get some policy action on this quite fast, because, you know, we've done it before in basically every other industry, right? Pharma used to be complete circus as well. There was a company in America that sold this drug called thalidomide to pregnant moms with morning nausea. But after it caused over 100,000 American babies to be born without arms or legs, we created the FDA. And now you know that companies have an incentive to innovate, to make safe medicines, and we're all better for it, and the pharma industry is making more profits than ever. So we can simply take this exact same approach to stuff like this and say that if someone wants to sell an AI girlfriend or boyfriend bot to kids before they can launch it, there should be some
do you think the
testing.
Trump administration has been open to these conversations for some kind of regulation? And do you think that there's a risk in over-regulation? I mean, government tends to, do want to do some regulation, but then it ends up being too much. Real quickly.
Right now we're at zero regulation, so it's hard to get called out over-regulation. I think the Trump administration is definitely waking up. Steve Bannon, Glenn Beck, and many others have been very outspoken on this. And the recent executive order by Trump has a huge carve-out saying states can go legislate as much as they want on child safety. So
there's been some legislation introduced on the Hill too, and I know First Lady Melania Trump is also working on it. Professor, I wish we had more time, but we'd love to have you back to continue this conversation. Max Tegmark, thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.